Hiya folks. I wanted to make you guys this video and make a commentary on Cynthia Nixon's bid for governor in the state of New York. Now, I want to first say that she should win and be the governor. She's without a doubt the best candidate. But that belies the next question. Will she win? And the answer is probably not. She's stronger than Cuomo on every issue, especially the progressive issues that make sense, like education, taxing the poor, taxing the corporations at a higher rate, taxing the wealthy at a higher rate, to balance everything out. She's totally right. At a certain point, the incumbent, because he's in power, he just becomes kind of a corporate shield. Like for instance, she pointed out that when she brought up, if you're so progressive, why did you not support single payer health care? When the Orange Rumpies tried to do away with health care altogether. Why didn't you push for that? And she's right. Why didn't he? And then, like she pointed out, which is very interesting, and Chris Cuomo, the CNN commentator or attorney slash journalist on CNN, who is the most popular CNN correspondent, has the primetime show. He is an echo chamber for Governor Cuomo when he says, how are we going to pay for it? Now, it's just total nonsense, because if it's just common sense, common math. If you've got health care, single payer, and let's say that insurance policy costs the government for, let's say, 50 million Americans. And say it costs the government $1,000 per. That's only $5 billion a year. Okay. Now what's the deficit? It's $21 trillion. What's the deficit mainly tied to? You think about it. They only got $700 billion tied up in the military budget. That's less than $1 trillion. Where's all that fucking money going? Well, once you do a little digging, you find out that they want dysfunctional health care. They don't want Obamacare or anything like that. They don't want it because it would balance the budget. And it would take out so much money out of, this is where the Republicans, this is where them and their constituency makes all their money. So if you, they make the money mainly off of two categories in healthcare. If a person is either mentally ill and can be proven it, or they are addicted to a substance, then the healthcare networks and the pharmaceutical companies in the networks, they get an influx of government money into the system of up to $100 million per addicted mentally ill person. So you do the math. Let's do the math on 20 million people. There's your $20 trillion deficit. That's exactly why they don't want Obamacare, because that would balance the budget and eliminate their ability to make all that money in the insurance industry and the healthcare industry. You see, it's exactly the case. So she's absolutely right about that. Now, the biggest problem that any candidate for any office that's a female has that she's going to have to overcome if she wants to excel and get that office. Like there's a good possibility that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez will win, but even if she didn't, she still beat the incumbent out. And what that tells you is that underneath and underlying it, people really want women to excel now. They want them to gain power and to make the decisions. Because if that was the case, the earth would probably be saved, and we would probably have a pretty balanced system of living for a while. Pretty balanced, pretty good. Just take a look at Germany. I mean, Germany's great. I mean, they got a woman president. She's been there for years. You take a look at England. England's starting to get great again. And they got, this wonderful prime minister, Theresa May. So there's the problem in America. Well, the biggest problem that Cynthia Nixon's going to run into, or that she's going to have ever really excelling, although I hope I'm wrong and she does get it, but what the problem she's going to have is that she was in that show Sex and the City. Now, the majority of men, normal, non-gay, logical males that just like women, they don't like that show. They see that show as a presentation, an out-picturing, an outpouring, a projection of whoredom. Now, it's interesting, I saw Hillary Clinton get interviewed right after she got, right after Donald Trump beat her for president, which, of course, Trump shouldn't have won, but he did. And so they asked her, what do you think the biggest main reason was that you didn't win, And she said, well, after I thought about it, she said, a lot of the men I talked to them privately or just personally, she said, that I remind them of their ex-wife. Now, back in, 2003 or 4 or so, I noticed that all my friends, I got lots of friends. And I noticed lots and lots and lots of my friends, all their wives just nutted up at the exact same fucking time. They just weirded out, start fucking around on them, started acting all catty and shit, acting psychotic and shit, just doing crazy shit, that one movie with Julia Roberts in it where she's married to this guy, having a great relationship, and she decides out the clear blue overnight, just snap her finger, flip a coin, oh, I want to leave you, and just traipse all off to Europe and shit, just stupid shit. And at the end of the movie she realizes that, she had what she's looking for all along, so just dumb shit, so that show Sex and the City, it's just a show of whoredom. You can call it whatever you want, women's liberation, the acceleration of some type of principle for better living for women, and blah, 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 but that's not really what it did. It was just black magic. And that's not a conspiracy theory. That fucking TV show is just black magic, and it's just designed for, those girls just represent an archetype for transsexual rape models. And they're just 4 catty transsexual rape models that are standoffish, and underneath it all, they just hate men. Now, if you look at like some of these shows, like if you look at Oprah, for instance, or if you look at a lot of the people that Oprah promotes, and I love Oprah, don't get me wrong, but if you the people that run her pages and stuff like that, run her O Magazine page or Oprah page or Super Soul page and all that kind of stuff. Now, as a man, you can look at the comments and you'll see almost no men comment on that shit. Now, why do you think that is? Because when a man comments on that shit, now if you're just a logical male, make a logical comment, not anything extraneous or impromptu or off the cuff or anything like that, they're going to do one of two things. They're either going to try to make fun of you, or they're going to just ignore you. See what I'm saying? And then you can read the comments, And you can read the comments, and women say the dumbest ass shit, and that fucking shit will be thumbed up. So they want to hear two things. They want to hear women saying some wacky shit, and then they want to hear rah, rah, rah. Oh, this is so wonderful. Oh, this is the greatest comment I've ever seen. Oh, it's so awesome. It's so rah, 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 rah. You know, and I've tested this shit out, so I know for sure about what I'm talking about. You know, like, I made a comment on one of those types of pages that patronize Oprah like that, and one of those sub pages or whatever, and I just made a statement that, you know, I thought that the best movie ever was Coming to America. I thought the second best movie ever, or I thought that it was a contest between the two second best movies ever, and that was Love Affair with Annette Bening and Warren Beatty, which is a remake of An Affair to Remember, which starred Cary Grant and Deborah Kerr. And so I thought that the Love Affair version was better, the newer version. And the other movie I compared to was The Notebook. You know, now I really think that those probably two are up for the contest of the second best movie ever, in my opinion. You know, and you get this passive aggressive shit like where they'll come in, they'll thumb your comment up and then unthumb it. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, you know women, when you deal with women long enough, you know that they're fucking with you. You know, or they think they're fucking. They're not fucking with me. They think they're fucking with you. See what I'm saying? You know. So that's what I'm saying. So, you know, like these women that want to get elected to public office, like for instance, Sarah Palin, who is definitely associated with whoredom. Men associate her with whoredom. She didn't even get invited to John McCain's funeral, and she was his running partner for his presidential campaign. You see what I'm saying? I mean, women, like, they're taught to believe that in that feminist stuff that whoredom is somehow a way of their liberation, their defiance of men's power over them. But then at the same exact breath, Gloria Steinem said that porn means slavery. So you got this one hand, they think, oh, well, if I act like a whore, I'm defying men, I'm free. But then at the same time, you got the leader of the shit saying, contradicting herself, saying that, porn is slavery. See what I'm saying? So, and everybody by now knows that feminism was a CIA operation. They know that. Gloria Steinem even admitted that the CIA funded feminism. See what I'm saying? But I personally think that Cynthia Nixon would be the best candidate. I personally would love to see her win. But the point I'm making is for any of you women out there running for political office and you want to win it, you know, bring up the shit she brings up. But I'm telling you, if you can, do your very best to disassociate your image with whoredom. And if you do that, I mean, like Hillary Clinton didn't even win president, and she's completely non-whore. Totally, she should have won. I don't give a fuck what all that propaganda says about crooked Hillary, crooked Hillary, crooked. Fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, people, you know, they operate within the parameters of what they think when they're dealing with stuff that is the best course of action. And that's the way she is. What's wrong with that? Nothing. So, I love Cynthia Nixon. I love Cynthia Nixon as a candidate for governor. I love her as a political candidate and a force in politics. But unfortunately, she's associated with whoredom. Now, even her character wasn't even a whore. See what I'm saying? But that whole show, Sarah Jessica Parker's character, you know, any normal, logical male hates that fucking character. They despise that bitch in that show. You see what I'm saying? And they don't like Kim Cattrall's character either because, you know, if you're trying to sell that to a normal mainstream audience of married women They have husbands sitting on the couch watching that shit with them, and all this, and their women just sitting up there absorbing this bullshit. And then, you know, when you go out to get a pizza at night, and you run over to the local commons, and you hear women getting out of their cars, going to the bar, saying, "I'm gonna be Carrie. I'm gonna be Samantha." You know. And then everybody's wife nuts up at the exact same time. They all nutted through the fuck up in 2003 and 4. Just went fucking nuts. These bitches did. Okay? Just start, I mean, I can't even tell you the shit that, you know, I mean, I wouldn't even want to tell you. Just unbelievable shit. Evil, too. So, you know, that show was just fucking black magic. You know, and she had red hair in the show. So, you know, that tells you right there that she's used as an archetype in the mind's eye of the viewer, because you know, that's going to be archetype of a mermaid or a nymph or siren or a harpy. You know, the forlorn, you know, aloof, amazing, half monster, half spirit bitch. You know, that knows your inner feelings, you know, Cersei, all that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? People are getting hip to that bullshit. And that's all Candace Bushnell did when she wrote Sex and the City. All she just used the old B.F. Skinner, Alfred Bernays, Sigmund Freud format of just going in there and connecting to people's deepest fears. And women's deepest fear is penis envy. They don't have their own dick. That men are somehow overpowering over them with their cocks. We have to have one too. We have to cut his dick off, you know. So, Cynthia Nixon is a smart girl. I think she'd be smart enough to figure out how to separate herself from that image. You know, she doesn't have a whore image, but she's connected to probably the number one contributor to whoredom in America in the last 100 years. Of normal relationships that people have, where the wife just completely turned to a fucking whore overnight. See, that's what Hillary Clinton said. She said the men said the reason why they didn't vote for me was because I remind them of their ex-wife. And Hillary Clinton's not even fucked up. See, so there's my commentary on the subject.